Look around. Most people are slaves to their impulses, their emotions, their distractions. They scroll mindlessly, react instantly, chase pleasure without thinking of the cost. And the worst part? They don't even realize it. Every day, they wake up and repeat the same patterns, ruled by cravings, anger, fear, and the opinions of others. They think they're in control, but they're not. That's why 99% of people will never master self-control. But the Stoics? They play a different game. They don't surrender to emotion. They don't waste energy on what they can't control, and they don't let fleeting pleasures rob them of long-term power. They master themselves, and because of that, they master life. Today, we break down exactly why most people fail at self-control and how Stoic wisdom can turn you into the 1% who rise above the chaos. If you're ready to take back your mind, your emotions, and your future, then keep watching to the end. 1. They let emotions control their actions. Think about the last time you got angry. Maybe someone cut you off in traffic. Maybe a coworker said something rude. Maybe a family member upset you. What was your first reaction? For most people, the answer is simple. They react emotionally. Anger makes them lash out. Fear makes them freeze. Excitement makes them impulsive. Instead of making a calm, rational decision, they let their emotions take over. But here's the problem. Emotions are temporary, actions have consequences. A single outburst can ruin a relationship. A split-second decision can change your entire life. Stoics understood this, which is why they practiced emotional control at all times. Stoic solution: pause before reacting. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." What does this mean? It means you can't control what happens to you, but you can control how you respond. And that's the key: response, not reaction. The next time you feel anger rising, pause. The next time you feel fear creeping in, pause. The next time excitement pushes you to make a reckless choice, pause. Take one deep breath. Step back. Think, is this reaction going to help you or hurt you? Once you master this skill, you'll already be ahead of 99% of people. Because self-control isn't about suppressing emotions, it's about choosing how you respond to them. And that's the first step toward mastering yourself. 2. They seek instant gratification. Why is it so hard to resist the urge for quick pleasure? Because we live in a world designed to keep us weak and distracted. Social media gives us endless entertainment. Fast food gives us instant comfort. Online shopping makes buying things effortless. We don't have to wait for anything anymore. Everything is available at our fingertips, 24/7. But what's the cost of this convenience? Our ability to delay gratification is dying. Think about the most successful, disciplined people you know. Are they constantly scrolling on their phones? Are they eating junk food every day? Do they spend hours binge watching TV? No, they sacrifice short-term pleasure for long-term rewards. They understand a simple truth. Self-control is the ability to resist what is easy and pursue what is meaningful. Focus on long-term rewards, not short-term pleasure. The Stoics understood that a life built on pleasure-seeking leads to weakness and misery. Seneca, the famous Stoic philosopher, said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." This applies to self-discipline as well. Most people avoid discipline because they think it will be too hard. They think delaying gratification means missing out. But here's the truth. Every time you resist scrolling social media, you train your focus. Every time you choose a healthy meal over junk food, you train your willpower. Every time you wake up early instead of hitting snooze, you train your discipline. Each decision builds strength, and over time, you become the kind of person that others respect, not because you have everything you want, but because you have control over your desires. 3. They blame others instead of taking responsibility. When things go wrong, most people look for someone to blame. They blame their boss for their bad job. They blame their parents for their struggles. They blame their past for their failures. They even blame their emotions, saying things like, "I was just in a bad mood. I couldn't help myself. That's just how I am." But here's the truth. Every excuse is a chain that keeps you stuck. When you blame others, you give away your power. When you make excuses, you stay weak. And when you refuse to take responsibility, you will never master self-control. Own your actions and mindset. No excuses. The Stoics believed in radical accountability. They understood that external events don't control you. Your response to them does. Epictetus, another great Stoic, said, "It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." That means, if someone disrespects you, it's up to you how you respond. If life throws obstacles in your way, you choose whether to complain or adapt. If you fail, you decide whether to make excuses or try again. No one is coming to fix your life for you. The only person who can change your situation is you. So, if you want to master self-control, stop making excuses and start taking responsibility. 4. They fear discomfort. Self-control and discipline require effort, and effort is uncomfortable. Most people avoid discomfort at all costs. They don't work out because it's tiring. They don't wake up early because it's too hard. They don't take risks because they're afraid of failure. And because of this, they stay weak. The truth is, comfort zones kill discipline. The greatest growth in life comes from doing things that challenge you. Embrace discomfort as training for the mind. The Stoics knew that strength is built through hardship. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic, said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This means that the thing you are avoiding is the exact thing that will make you stronger. If waking up early is hard, then that's what you need to do. If facing failure is scary, then that's where your greatest lesson is. If saying no to distractions is difficult, then that's where your growth begins. Every challenge is training for the mind. So instead of running away from discomfort, lean into it. When you start seeing pain as a teacher, instead of something to avoid, you'll start building real self-control. They focus only on what they can control. Most people waste their energy worrying about things they can't change. The economy, other people's opinions, unexpected problems, how others treat them. They stress over things outside of their control, things that no amount of worrying will fix. But the Stoics understood something powerful. Self-control starts with knowing what is in your power and what isn't. Self-control means controlling your own reactions, not the world. Think about a storm. You can't stop the rain. You can't stop the wind. But you can control how you respond. You can prepare for it. You can adapt to it. You can stay calm instead of panicking. This is how a Stoic sees life. You don't control the storm, but you do control your mind. Let go of things outside your control. Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher, said, "Happiness and freedom begin with a clear understanding of one principle. Some things are within your control, and some things are not." That means if you want to master self-control, ask yourself this question every time you feel frustrated. Is this within my control? If the answer is yes, then take action. If the answer is no, then let it go. Instead of wasting energy on things you can't change, put all your focus into what you can, your actions, thoughts, and mindset. This single shift will instantly reduce stress, increase your clarity, and help you build true inner strength. They train their minds like a muscle. Most people understand that if you want a strong body, you have to train it. But what about your mind? Most people let their minds become weak. They let emotions, distractions, and impulses control them. They have no discipline over their thoughts. But the Stoics saw the mind as a muscle, and just like a muscle, it needs training every single day. If you don't train it, it will become weak and undisciplined. Mental strength doesn't just happen, it's built through practice. So, how do you train your mind like a Stoic? 3 powerful habits. Meditation, not just sitting in silence, but actively training your focus. Journaling, writing down your thoughts, reflections, and lessons. Self-reflection, taking time every day to analyze your mistakes and improve. Train daily, reflect on your thoughts, actions, and mistakes. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, wrote in his journal every single day. Why? Because he understood that the strongest mind is a mind that is constantly improving. You can do the same by practicing daily reflection. At the end of each day, ask yourself, did I control my emotions today? Did I let distractions take over? Where did I fail, and how can I improve? Just 5 minutes of self-reflection every day will build your self-control faster than anything else. Because the more you understand your mind, the stronger your control over it will become. They practice voluntary hardship. Most people seek comfort in everything they do. They avoid cold. They avoid hunger. They avoid struggle. But the Stoics believed comfort makes people weak. When you live too comfortably, you become soft. You lose discipline. You stop growing. So what did the Stoics do? They intentionally made their lives harder, not because they had to, but because they wanted to train their minds. This is called voluntary hardship, choosing discomfort to make yourself stronger. Stoics intentionally make their lives harder to strengthen discipline. Here are some simple ways they practice this. Fasting. Going without food for a while to train patience and control. Cold showers, enduring discomfort to build mental toughness. Waking up early, training themselves to overcome laziness. Minimalism, living simply to prove they don't need luxury to be happy. Why do this? Because if you can handle small discomforts by choice, you'll be ready for bigger challenges when life throws them at you. Make small sacrifices every day to build resilience. Seneca, a famous Stoic philosopher, would sometimes sleep on the floor instead of his bed. Why? To remind himself that he could survive without comfort. He knew that if you never test yourself, you'll never know how strong you are. So, how can you apply this? Try fasting for a few hours to train your discipline. Take a cold shower to build mental toughness. Spend a day with no social media to train your focus. These small sacrifices toughen your mind, so when real challenges come, you don't break, you stay strong. They control their reactions. Most people react instantly to everything. Someone insults them, they snap back. Something goes wrong, they panic, they feel stressed, they lose control. But Stoics understood something powerful. Between stimulus and response, there is a space. That space is where self-control lives. Instead of reacting immediately, Stoics pause. They take a breath. They think. Then, they choose the best response, not the fastest one. Most people react emotionally. Stoics pause, reflect, and respond with logic. Let's say someone insults you. A weak mind will snap back with an insult. A strong mind will pause and think, is this worth my energy? Most of the time, it's not. Instead of wasting energy on useless conflicts, Stoics stay calm, detached, and in control. This makes people respect them more, because true power isn't in being the loudest. It's in being the most controlled. When triggered, take a deep breath and choose your response. Marcus Aurelius, the great Roman emperor, once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. Next time someone angers you, triggers you, or tests you, don't react immediately. Take a deep breath. Ask yourself, is this worth my energy? Choose a calm, logical response. This single habit will give you more self-control than 99% of people. They resist the urge to complain. Complaining is one of the easiest things to do. It feels good in the moment. It gets sympathy from others. It makes you feel like a victim. But does complaining change anything? No, complaining doesn't fix the problem. It only drains your energy and makes you feel weaker. Complaining is easy. Solving problems is hard. Most people complain because they want an excuse for why life isn't fair. I don't have enough time. I never get lucky. Life is too hard. But Stoics know that complaining is useless. Instead of wasting time whining, they use that time to take action. Stoics don't waste energy on things they can't change. Let's say you're stuck in traffic. You have two choices: complain and get angry. Accept it and use the time to think, reflect, or listen to something useful. The second choice gives you power. The first one wastes it. Stoic practice. Catch yourself before you complain, then take action instead. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic emperors, had a simple rule: waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Instead of talking about problems, fix them. If you're out of shape, exercise. If you're broke, learn new skills. If people don't respect you, earn their respect. Next time you feel the urge to complain, stop yourself. Ask, can I change this? If yes, fix it. If no, move on. This habit will make you mentally stronger than 99% of people. 10. They say no to things that waste their time. Most people have no control over their time. They say yes to everything. They let others dictate their schedule. They fill their days with useless distractions. Then they wonder why they never get anything done. Most people struggle with self-control because they don't set clear boundaries. Every time you say yes to something unimportant, you say no to something important. Yes to gossip, no to learning. Yes to social media, no to deep focus. Yes to meaningless arguments, no to inner peace. Stoics knew that time is your most valuable resource, and once it's gone, you never get it back. Saying yes to distractions weakens discipline. Imagine you have a limited amount of energy each day. If you waste it on small things, you'll have nothing left for the big things. This is why Stoics were ruthless about protecting their time. They cut out distractions and focused only on what truly mattered. Guard your time like a treasure. Cut out useless activities. Seneca, a famous Stoic philosopher, once said, "People are frugal in guarding their personal property, but as soon as it comes to squandering time, they are most wasteful." Stop saying yes to things that don't align with your goals. Stop letting other people control your schedule. Stop wasting hours on distractions that add no value to your life. Start treating your time like gold, because it is. 11. They control their desires. Most people are slaves to their desires. They chase pleasure without thinking. They crave more money, more attention, more entertainment. They let impulses control them instead of the other way around. Desires aren't bad, but losing control to them is. Think about it. A person who can't control their hunger will eat junk food. A person who can't control their lust will ruin relationships. A person who can't control their greed will never feel satisfied. This is why true mastery comes from choosing what truly matters, not chasing impulses. Pause before acting on desires. Ask, does this serve my highest purpose? Seneca, a famous Stoic philosopher, once wrote, "If you wish to be loved, love yourself first. If you wish to be free, control yourself first." Before you give in to a craving, pause and reflect. Is this what I really want? Or is this just an impulse taking over? Will this bring me closer to my goals or further away? A simple pause before acting can be the difference between discipline and regret. Instead of spending money on impulse, save it for something meaningful. Instead of mindlessly scrolling social media, focus on learning something useful. Instead of reacting emotionally, step back and respond with wisdom. Control your desires, and you'll control your life. 12. They accept pain as part of growth. Here's the truth. Self-control feels painful to start. It's hard to say no to distractions. It's hard to wake up early. It's hard to do what's right when temptation is everywhere. Most people fail at self-control because they see pain as the enemy. But Stoics saw pain as a teacher. They understood that sacrifice is the price of growth. Pain is not the enemy, avoiding it is. The person who avoids hard work stays weak. The person who avoids rejection never takes chances. The person who avoids discomfort never grows. Marcus Aurelius said it best. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Every time you push through discomfort, you get stronger. Embrace struggle as a necessary part of becoming stronger. Instead of fearing pain, use it. Let the struggle build you. Let the difficulty train you. Let the hardship sharpen you. Pain is not something to run from. It's something to walk through with strength. Every sacrifice you make today makes you stronger tomorrow. The question is, are you willing to embrace it? 99% of people never master self-control. Why? Because they let their emotions, distractions, and comfort rule them. They react instead of thinking. They chase pleasure instead of discipline. They avoid pain instead of facing it. And because of this, they stay weak, frustrated, and stuck. But Stoics, they do the opposite. They train their minds like a muscle. They control their desires instead of letting desires control them. They focus only on what they can control and let go of the rest. Self-control is not about denying yourself joy. It's about choosing the right kind of joy. The joy of discipline over regret. The joy of progress over stagnation. The joy of knowing that you are in control of your life. And now, the choice is yours. Will you stay in the 99%, letting impulses, distractions, and emotions rule you? Or will you train your mind, strengthen your discipline, and build the self-control that leads to true freedom? Which Stoic practice stood out to you the most? Drop a comment below. If this video added value to your life, hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Stay strong, stay wise, stay stoic.